it's Shawnee. Welcome back. So, usually today I'm in my office, but I think I mentioned before that the summer is a lot slower, like a lot. So, I only had like one person coming in person today, so I decided, you know what, I'll just ask them if they can meet virtually, and so, yeah. So I have a couple people today, all meeting virtually. So I'm still at home. I got a little bit of extra sleep, which I love. And yeah, we're gonna do a getting ready with me for work. But don't you worry. I have the tea for y'all. Well, actually I have the coffee. Look at my cup. It says collection of client tears. I like to just casually drink this in my sessions. Just like that. Okay. Y'all, I have been reading the news. I have been reading the news. I don't even know where to start, y'all. But, okay. Okay. Child, let me see. First of all, y'all know I'm going to the Kelly Clarkson concert. If you don't know, you obviously haven't been here in a couple months. So, I'm going to the concert. And so, you know, I'm just keeping up on, like, how concerts are going and everything. I don't really pay attention to anybody but Kelly. But I started seeing this same sort of news story over and over again. So I decided to open it up and read it. Child, y'all concert goers are out here throwing stuff on the stage at these performers. Now, I feel like back in the day, people used to throw, like, maybe, like, a towel. They used to throw, like, panties at Michael Jackson and at the Beatles and stuff. I wasn't there, but this is what I've heard. But all of a sudden, people are throwing all kinds of stuff on stage, and a lot of them are hitting these performers, like hitting them in the eye, in the back, in the chest, in the leg, all kinds of stuff. And the performers are getting tired of it, rightfully so. People canceling stuff and everything. And I feel like people are choosing which folks they're gonna throw stuff at, because could you imagine if someone threw something at Beyonce or like at Rihanna or or Taylor Swift? Like, could you imagine? Like, they would be body slammed by security and never again would they be able to come to a concert. So I feel like these people are choosing, as they say in the Caribbean, monkey choose what tree to climb. I feel like they choosing who they gonna go ahead and throw something at, like Harry Styles. They had the nerve to throw something at Pink. Not my Alicia. Child. So let me tell you some of the stuff people have been throwing. A couple people have thrown their cell phones. That don't make no sense to me. You think you're gonna get it back? Like, do you have an extra cell phone that you're coming in here with? Like, are you literally just throwing it? What you gonna tell Verizon? What you gonna tell AT&T? Oh, I lost my phone at a concert where I threw it on stage and hit Harry Styles in the face. So that's one. I think they're throwing other things like towels and stuff like that. The one that got me, two things that got me, y'all. Both of them are disrespectful. I'm gonna go ahead and use it. No, I'm not. Where's that? Is this it? No. I'm looking for my Pat McGrath thing, because I'm gonna use a Pat McGrath shadow today. Is this it? Yes. So I'm going to use the Artistry wand from Pat McGrath. First of all, someone had this. I can't call this anything but stupid and disrespectful. Someone had a bag of their parents' ashes. They threw that bag on stage. Child, if I was that person in that bag, I would haunt that child for the rest of their life. No, you did not just throw me on the stage at a Pink concert. Like, yes, maybe I want to go, but this isn't the way I want to. Are you kidding me? I was like, no. No, no, no. Who thinks of that? First of all, okay, maybe I understand. Maybe you taking the ashes to the concert. I'm trying to give them some leeway here. But what makes you think that it's okay for you to throw that bag of ashes up on the stage? That is so disrespectful. Who does that? Do you want them back? Like, what do you want the performer to do? Like, that's sacrilegious. I wish somebody would. When I tell you I would haunt them, I would haunt them for the rest of their lives. They would not be able to sleep a wink. I would just be pushing stuff over in the house and like tripping them when they walk outside. That's stupid. What's a more intense word for stupid? Idiotic, dumbass. Like, who does that? This is what's this one? Moonlit Seduction Mothership palette from Patricia. I don't know what shades I'm going to use just yet, but I will probably use, there are only 3 mattes, so I'll probably use all of them, and then I'll use some kind of shimmer. So I thought that one was bad, and it is. I think these two are running in tandem with each other. The next thing that somebody threw on stage was a tampon. Now, my first question, was it a used tampon? It don't make it good either way, but I would have a different reaction if it was used. I would have a little bit of a different reaction. But what makes you think that it's okay to throw a tampon on stage? Walk me through the decision-making tree on this one. Walk me through it, because I do not understand. So you out here throwing hygiene products that lots of people are like, those who are without homes and just like lower income can't even afford, but you out here throwing them like it's confetti. Who does that? And if it was used, I would jump off that stage, tackle that person, and beat the living daylights out of them. Because do not throw your used hygiene products on my stage at me. What you want me to do with it? What do you want me to do with it? Like, are you assuming I need to use it? If it's not a used one, thank you very much. But I think I have some in my purse. Like, it's okay. I don't need it. But how do you even think to do this? How do you think to do this? How do you think to be like, oh, I got a tampon right here? Like, how do you think to do? What you want the artist to do? Tell me that. What do you want them to do? Because I need to know. Like, kids these days, I pray it's a child, because adults, don't be up here doing that mess. Don't be up here doing that mess, okay? I will judge you. I'm already judging you. And I'm gonna offer you a psychological evaluation. That's fine. Maybe you need one. I'm willing to help. But speaking of bodily fluids, so this man was on a flight from, where was he going? Paris to Toronto. So he was on Air France. And he and his wife, I believe, he and his partner, they were traveling with their little cats. So I haven't traveled with Rose because, girl, I would have to give her a tranquilizer. Like, I could just see, because I didn't realize I had been planning to travel with Rose last time I saw my family. Like, I haven't seen my family since October. And I have been asking so many people. I think I even asked y'all, like, how do you do this? And I didn't know you have to take the cat out of the carrier and walk through the security thing. First of all, Rose don't like being picked up. Maybe first of all should have been, Rose doesn't like the carrier. I don't know why. She don't like being in enclosed spaces. I understand. But it is a fight almost to the death every time I have to get her in that carrier. Like with her yearly exam, it's usually in like January. I literally dread it until the next January. Like after it, I start dreading it already. January or February. Like I'm already dreading it for next year. So I didn't realize you had to take the cat out of the carrier and walk through the security thing, the thing. And I was like, Rose would take a running leap and she would belong to the airport after that. She would be BWI's cat. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. But it sounds like these people are well versed in traveling with their cats. So they put them under their little feet. So he's in the air and he starts smelling something. He's like, what is that? Did the cats poo? So he's getting real embarrassed because, oh my God, my cats are like pooing on the plane, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's what they're going to do. They're animals. So he like reaches down and like the floor under the seat is kind of wet. So he's about to get some like towels and stuff. So he gets some towels. And this is how I imagine he's telling the story. Because this is how I would tell the story. He gets some towels and he's like wiping stuff up. And you know, these seats are small, right? You don't have much room. You barely have enough room to take a deep breath. So let alone like trying to clean up something on the floor while you in flight. So he's like, you know, it smelled like manure. That's where I would have gotten off the plane. Give me a parachute because ain't no way. Ain't no way. And this is not the first person. This is not the first story I've read about something like this. Some lady was opening up one of them blankets they give you and a turd just fell out. No. So he's like, it smells like manure. And he wipes with his little napkin. And it comes up like stained red. And so, this is how I imagine. He's like pushing the call button for the stewardess, the flight attendant. And he's like, what is this? Child. The response was, oh, we had a passenger hemorrhage on the flight before you. It's no big deal. I'm sorry. What? Now, apparently the passenger who got a little ill is fine. Thank the Lord Jesus. But, first of all, y'all sat somebody here, and second of all, maybe that's not even the first of all. First of all, you didn't clean it. You didn't, like, use some biohazard. You didn't come in with the hazmat suit and clean all of this up. Child, let me figure out what I think I'm gonna go in with this shade here. So the casual way, they're just like, oh yeah, like someone got a little sick. That's just manure and blood. No big deal. What do you want to drink? Do you want some peanuts? Like how and why and what? What is happening? What? I would be like, am I in a fever dream? Because this, no. Child. So the man is like, here's the thing. We started out friends. It was cool, but it was unpretend. Here's the thing. He was like, this is how I imagine. He was like, what am I supposed to do? Like, he said, he said that they gave him some gloves, some wet wipes, and a blanket. So, you're not going to move me, okay? You're not going to clean this up. You are going to have me attempt to get on my hands and knees, I'm gonna have to evacuate the whole row because, like, you can't even fit in. I could barely fit into the seat with my boobs, right? It's like touching the tray. You want me to get down on my knees and clean up this and blood. It's manure and blood and bodily fluids. And you gonna give me a pair of, like, little ass gloves and some wet wipes and a blanket to then put on the floor so I can rest my feet on there. If you don't turn this flight around, first of all, if you don't land right now wherever we are, land the plane and I'm getting off, because this is biohazard material. This isn't just like some water that somebody spilled. Y'all, best part is the airline makes a statement. Because, you know, Home Dude comes out with his story. And he's like, I have seen some things in my life. He, like, escaped like something going on in Beirut. Like, he's a survivor. And he was like, I ain't never seen nothing like this. He didn't say it the way I just said it. He said, I have never seen anything like this. I ain't never seen nothing like this. So the airline makes a statement. And they had the audacity to act like they did something. They were like, a passenger had a medical event on the plane. They're okay. And there were some fluids left behind. And the other passenger who sat there, the flight attendants helped them with wet wipes and a blanket and gloves. First of all, the man was like, ain't nobody help me. And you see, they picked the right one. Monkey know what tree to climb. They picked the right one, because if they had picked the wrong one on that day, girl, I just imagine your people, your like cultured folks, like, I'd have been knocking on the captain's little door, sir. The pilot's door, sir, ma'am. Can you open this? Because I need to tell you and your co-pilot that we have to land immediately. We have to land because I'm about to take out all these flight attendants. I'm about to run down the aisle just swinging. And I cannot believe you all are risking my health making me clean it up, because apparently y'all didn't clean it up. And you want me to clean it with some wet wipes? I hope he's suing people. That can't be okay. I refuse to believe that is okay. Is that like industry standard? Like that's what you're gonna have people do? Y'all over here letting people yell and scream up on these planes and kicking them off, or stopping the flight and, you know, landing and making people get off, but you not gonna land and let me preserve my health. I need to go to an emergency room and I need to get a tetanus shot. I need to get all this stuff because I'm over here touching somebody's blood and their poo without gloves at first. I can't believe they made that man clean it up, and I can't believe he got on his hands and knees to clean it up. I would have been like, I know you lying, girl. If you don't get over here and clean this yourself with some actual cleaning supplies and move me to another seat. No. They knew who to mess with that day. Let me know what y'all would do. Like, I'm just trying to think, what is going through this flight attendant's mind? Like, I'm sure they have seen a lot of things, but this is bodily fluid. Like, I mean, this is not okay. This is not okay. And y'all are like doubling down. We gave the passenger wet wipes. It's like, what you want us to do? I would have a problem. Okay? I would have a problem. like, they would see crazy. They would see crazy emerge real fast and quick. They would see it, like, playing with y'all. I wish you would. I wish you would. I can't even believe it. I'm trying to wipe this off. I can't even believe it. Like, my mouth dropped open when I read that story. I was like, you know how people be punching flight attendants and stuff like that? That's not okay. But on this occasion, I think I would be okay with it. How casual they were. Oh, somebody just had a hemorrhage. I bet you landed for him. I'm gonna go in with this Milk Hydro Grip that my friend gave to me. Still trying to get that shimmer off. You know, Pat McGrath be sticking. Speaking of ridiculous people, did y'all hear? So Keke Palmer had a little baby, little boy named Leodis with her boyfriend. And she went to the Usher concert. Looking real cute with her little dress. And it was like a bra and bottoms with like this meshy thing over it. She's feeling herself. Usher brought her on stage. You know, every time I think of Usher, I'm like, they call me USHERRAYMOND. Brought her on stage and like serenaded her or something. Girl. And then, so it was like on Twitter. So her boyfriend picks up his phone to tweet about the situation. Now, when I first read this, I thought he was like clapping back at somebody that said something about what she was wearing. So I was like, yeah, get him, stand up for your partner. And then I read it a little bit closer and I realized, oh wait, that's him making the comment. Child, so he had the nerve to say, but you a mom though. So he is basically saying, like, she shouldn't be on stage wearing that because she's a mother. See, this is where I have a problem with the history of men policing women's bodies. I'm not even going to go all the way into it because this would be like a 3-hour-long video because there is just a history of it. But I know, first of all, this is literally her industry. Like, that's not even the first of all. I'm missing all the first of alls. First of all, it's her body. And she done had your baby, okay? She done had your baby. Like, you had to participate in the creation of this creature. And you have the unmitigated gall to tell me not to wear something because I'm a mother. I don't have no kids, but I wish somebody would. If anything, she should wear whatever she wants. She just literally like created and like pushed out a human child. Like, wear what you want, girl. Like, hopefully you done healed well. So of course, we all love us some Keke Palmer, right? So people are coming for him in the comments and stuff. And he had the nerve to double on down. He had the nerve to double down. He was like, well, nobody wants their wife. She ain't your wife, first of all. Nobody wants their wife wearing inappropriate things, and she's a mother and she should know better. And I believe in traditional family values. That's where you gotta stop. Because you sound like an idiot. traditional family values? You mean the man being the head of the household and telling the woman what to do and her sacrificing her entire life to cater to your needs? Are those the traditional values you talking about? Girl, people came for him. And Kiki put up a picture. She put up a picture and she was like, wish I took more photos. I'm like, yes, Kiki. And apparently they done unfollowed each other on social media and everything, which I completely understand. That's a quick unfollow. Because here's the thing, like sometimes maybe your partner wears something that makes you uncomfortable. I don't know why it's their body. Like, wear what you want. But maybe you're like, oh, you know, I don't like your booty cheeks hanging out like that. That makes me a little uncomfortable. Makes me feel a little insecure. Maybe you're feeling like that. Tweeting to the world is not the way to go about telling me about it. Send me a little text. Tell me when I get home. You know? First of all, like, if it's not anything that's like offensive to you as a person or to other people, I'm not quite sure why you have an issue. Like, these are my clothes. Like, you can say something if you want to borrow them, but I don't understand what you're talking about, okay? Maybe if we're like at a black tie event and I come in there in like some Daisy Dukes and like a bra top. Okay, I'm inappropriately dressed for the event. But I just have on some regular old clothes. I'm at a concert enjoying my life, being serenaded by Usher Raymond, and you have the nerve to go on Twitter and talk about, but you a mom though. First of all, how about you use some, like, put a period or capitalize some letters in that. Like, you didn't even write that well. Like, it's too much. This is the thing that I'm thinking. How do you get it in your brain to do this? And then how does it like translate through your body to then come out your mouth or your fingers, I guess, and put that out there? That's what I don't understand. Walk me through the process. That's actually something I ask my clients to do. I'm like, we went from like A to Z. So walk me through this process so I can better understand your thinking. Cause I don't get it. This is why people need to consult with other folks. Before, I just turn on the fan. Before you do anything, before you tweet something, go ahead and consult with a friend. Like, because if somebody sent me that, like, hey, I'm about to put this on there, I'm like, honey, no, don't do that, because they gonna come for you. So he had the nerve. Child, speaking of nerve, this is the last two stories I'm gonna tell y'all. So this girl is a grad student doing an unpaid internship. Her lease was coming up and she's dating someone and he's like, move in with me. So he makes a buttload of money and the rent is like $5,000 a month. I'm sorry, I have a full-on PhD and I can't afford that. I don't even know if I could split that with someone. So she's like, well, you know, I don't have any money right now. Like, why don't we move to a cheaper place and I can definitely help to, you know, I can contribute to the household. Because right now, she's not making any money. If you've been in grad school and you're doing these unpaid internships, you understand you're not making nothing. I mean, the government is like really messing with your life because they're giving you student loans that they're going to make you pay back, you know, in a couple of years, even though Southwest Airlines is creating like a $460 billion expansion to an airport. Maybe it's million. Either way, that's a lot of money. But anyway, so it's $5,000. So he goes out with his little friends and they're like, she's a gold digger. She's taking advantage of you, blah, blah, blah. So then he decides, probably drunk, to come on home and tell her, I need you to give me half the rent. $2,500. This girl ain't got no money. So she's like, like, what are you talking about? We talked about this. And he's like, my friend said you a gold digger and you just leeching off of me. And homegirl was like, you don't have to do nothing but tell me once. So she packed up her little bags and she went to a friend's house and she called her mother. And her mother was like, this is how much I can help you with a month. And she was like, cool beans, I'm moving out. So she goes to tell the boyfriend and all of a sudden he wants her to stay. And is like, oh, well, if that's what your mom can pay, that's fine. That's what I'll take. And she was like, peace out, my dude. Peace out. And I'm so proud of her. Because you see, people be saying things with their entire mouth, and then they come back, and they try to take it back, and they try to make you feel like a fool. Let me tell you a story. So, a couple years ago, if you live in the DMV area, our rent is ridiculous. So, my rent was going up and up and up and up and up. And I was like, I can't afford this. Like, I was an intern, and I think I had just started as, like, a full-time psychologist, right? So I was in this really nice apartment. It was overlooking the pool that I never used, and all that had a lot of nice amenities. And I was like, I always negotiated with the rental place to get a cheaper rent. And this time they came down like $5. I was like, I need you to come down like $500. So I was like, well, I guess I gotta move, you know? So I gave them, you have to give like 60 days notice or something. Maybe it's 90. I think it's 60. Just spraying my brush. So I'm like, bet, I gotta find a place. And I was thinking, you know what? All these apartments are the same. I wonder if I should like try to get a home. Like theoretically, I'm gonna be here for a while. So I contact the realtor that all my colleagues used, and she was like, baby girl, you don't have enough money. And I'm like, the reason I don't have enough money is because I'm spending all of it on rent. I was like, okay, girl, a little racist. She probably wasn't racist, but still. So I contact another realtor. This was someone who actually helped me find my first apartment here. Like, I wasn't even living here because it's like, I came here for like my residency internship. So I was in Missouri and I needed someone to help me find an apartment for when I moved here. I couldn't afford to fly out here just to look for one. So one of my best friends and her like realtor landlord was like, oh, we'll look for one for you. So they found me a great apartment, blah, blah, blah. So I knew that she like would be helpful. So I contacted her and she was like, girl, I got you. She's from New York. And she was like, okay, like, let's figure out what you can afford. She got me like a first time home buyers thing. Like, she just hooked me up, right? That's what you call a real realtor. So I finally decide on a place, put in an offer, and the dude's like, okay, yeah, the current owner. So I'm good to go. I start packing my stuff. It's like, I think I was supposed to move out of the apartment the like day after I signed so that I could like move my stuff into the house. Well, on Friday I was supposed to sign. And on Friday, I get a call from my realtor. I remember it was a Friday. And she was like, don't panic. So I start panicking. She's like, the seller pulled out. I'm like, what that mean? So basically, at the 11th hour, home dude was like, I don't want to sell it to you. Girl, here's the thing. I had already, like, I'm supposed to be out of this place tomorrow in like 18 hours. So I'm at work and I'm like, okay, I officially don't have a place to live. So I cancel my clients and I'm like, I need to find a place to live. One person I asked was like, I don't think that would be good for our relationship. That relationship ended. Because I just needed a place to live, like for a month or two maybe. Because me and my realtor were like back on the ground. You know, we're like, okay, we got this. We're about to find something else. But I didn't have anywhere to go. So one of my coworkers was like, you can come live with me, you know, for a bit as you figure out your living situation. Now, this is someone I was so close with. I called them a sister. I don't call them a sister anymore. So what I did, I found a moving company. Like, I left work and I'm just like trying to get everything together. I found a moving company. I rented like a storage space. I got all this stuff. I started to move I made sure I just had a little bit of stuff to move into her house. I had my own room on like the bottom floor. And so I move in. And I'm like in the kitchen with her, and I'm like, I really want to talk about like what you want me to pay for rent and everything. And she was like, don't worry about it, girl. Like, just focus on getting your house. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. I called my family. I told them all of that. They're calling her and her husband to be like, thank you so much for taking care of her, blah, blah, blah. So I start the process of looking for the house. I'm showing them pictures. I'm like, what do y'all think? Finally get a house, the one I'm in, and I take them with me to pick out furniture. Like, they're part of the process. I mean, my family also was, we would use Marco Polo, and I would like show them around the stuff. Anyway, get the house, and I get the key, and I'm moving in. It's like September 1st. I turn the key in the knob, and I get a text. So I'm like, oh my gosh, who's texting me right now? I look at the text. It's from her husband. And it says, you owe us $1,333.23. I was like, this must be a mistake. Let me go on in this house. So I'm like, I thought y'all said I don't have to pay nothing. I was here like a month. And it's not like I didn't help out. It's not like I didn't help out. I bought any groceries for myself that I wanted to use. I bought like water for the house. I bought like laundry detergent. I did like their little cousin's makeup. You know, I was contributing. I was taking her to work because we were working at the same place and everything. So I'm like, it's not like I've just been sitting here. Also, I had an older car, and I had to get like the brakes fixed and then something else. They knew my financial situation, okay? They knew the whole thing. So once I get inside the house, it's the first, I'm turning the lock by myself. Ain't nobody else around here. I'm just like super excited. I'm by myself. You know, my sister was coming out like in a day, I believe, or that day. And so then I look at the text again because I'm like, what is this? And I was pretty much like, excuse me? And he sends like this little post-it note of the daily rate, apparently. Apparently I was at a motel, and like the calculations and then the amount. So I don't even text him back because I'm like, I don't know why you texted me. I text her. I'm like, did you know that your husband sent me this? And she was like, oh yeah, that's the number we came up with. Girl, you said that I don't have to pay nothing. I remember we were standing in your kitchen. I was on the left side of the counter and you were on the right. This is of the island. This is exactly what you said. And she was like, oh, there must have been a misunderstanding. At that moment, we were both speaking English. So I'm not quite sure what the misunderstanding was, because you told me that I don't have to worry about pay. Because of that, I was like, oh, thank God. You know, this takes a burden off. Girl, she went on and on about how, you know, that they're not independently wealthy. They have to help pay for their parents and all this stuff. They don't live near family. And I'm like, samesies, like twins, like exactly the same thing I'm doing. And you have a 2-family household, like a two income household, and it's me. I didn't even have Rose at that point. She wasn't working. So I'm like, so I don't even tell my sister. I don't even tell my family. Because I'm like, you know what? Let me digest this. Because also, me and my sister were supposed to go over there for dinner. So I don't tell my sister until we're driving over there. And I'm like, just play it cool. I'm going to move all my stuff out their house tonight. All of it. And my sister, she has like some difficulties with mobility because of arthritis. So I'm like, I don't want her doing all this stuff. And I have a little tiny car. So I'm prepared to move all my stuff. Like, she did help as much as she could. But I had dinner with them. I didn't say anything. And I was like, I'm going to get my stuff. I got all my stuff. Soon as I got in the car, I sent him the money via Venmo or PayPal or something. I sent him the money, like, here's your money. Mind you, I didn't really have it to send. You know, when you just move into places, you don't have no money. But I was like, this is the end of that relationship, because 1, you shouldn't have your husband text me. 2, you lied and said, nah, I didn't have to pay anything. 3, we not friends no more. Child, when I tell you, I used to be in her office all the time. She used to be in my office all the time. We were thick as thieves. We were tight as a knot. And that, I didn't talk to her after that, because you have one time to betray me in that way. Like, I was like, we breaking up. And people noticed. People noticed that we weren't talking. And I'm like, you can form your own opinion. I'm not going to say anything bad about her. You know, everybody has your own opinion. And here's the thing. I also consulted with a lot of people. I was like, tell me if I'm wrong, because I will fully accept any responsibility that I need to. And then she sent me this long email talking about there was a misunderstanding. Nah, girl. I was like, don't email me. We can talk in person if you like. And we talked in person. She was like, I hope we can still be friends. And I was like, sure. But it's different now. Girl, when I tell you, I will forever remember $1,333.23. And the thing is, that same night, my first night in the house, that same night, the basement bathroom flooded. So then me and my sister are calling my dad. My dad's talking about, call the plumber. And we're like, Daddy, we don't know no plumbers. Child. So my sister went next door to ask the neighbors if they knew a plumber. And they knew a plumber across the way. What was his name? Bootsy? It was something. Or they knew a friend who knew a plumber. So we got Bootsy, and then Bootsy got like John or something. So they were in my basement. I don't know these people. In the middle of the night, they were like, just give us like $100. And I'm like, cool. So he fixed it. Mark, I think was the guy's name. And I was so stressed, and they had like a bottle of like vodka or something. And I'm sitting on the basement floor, just like out of it. And I was like, can I have some of your alcohol? I drank so much of that man's alcohol. Child, it was a day. My first day moving in here, it was a day. Okay, girl. Let me put on a lip, and then I got to go. So here is the finished look. I put on a little like romper. It's super casual. Where did I get this from? I think I got it from like Torrid. It's like super comfortable. Almost in my... Are they pajamas? They might be. But yes, it is just a super comfy romper because I'm going to be working from home. I have about 15 minutes, so I gotta go. I will try to get this up because I usually don't edit my get ready with me at work, for work, whatevs. Hopefully some of this was helpful, and I also hope that you are continuing to take care of yourself. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. Let me know what news stories you've heard lately. Let me know what your reactions are to the stories I shared with you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.